Hello there and a very warm welcome. Today's topic is how to get longer, sexier, lusher, more gorgeous hair by summer. Okay, so I'm bringing this to you, and it's not even springtime yet. But nevertheless, if we start laying down the preparations, very easy preparations, I might add, right now, by summertime, your hair is going to be dramatically transformed. It'll be thicker, it'll be longer, it'll be shinier, lusher, and sexier. And what could be better than that? After all, our hair is supposed to be our crown and glory, is it not? Anyway, stick with me right to the end, because I've got 3 top tips that I don't want you to miss out on any of them, because they all are slightly different and they all appeal to different types of people. So bear with me, and so you can see exactly what the steps are. Now, I have to say that this video is a follow-up to the one that I previously made on hair growth, and now I'm looking back on it, and I've had so many people try those strategies, and I've had amazing feedback. So we know that these work. Of course, everything I bring you is evidence-based anyway, but what we do now know is that in real life, not just myself, because I use these things before I tell you about them, but so based on my experience, but also based on experience of friends and also my YouTube family as well, where you've said to me, gosh, I tried this, it made a massive difference. So we know that for real people out there, not just the people in the research trials, this stuff really works. So as I say, stick with me right to the end, so you've got the 3 tips that will make a massive difference to you. So what I just wanted to say is that, first of all, though, a few things that you need to know about hair. One of the things that's really important is to know that we're in spring right now in the Northern Hemisphere. And in spring, a lot of people notice hair loss. Don't be alarmed. It's very, very normal. It's part of your hair's natural life cycle. However, as always, if your hair loss is dramatic and very much out of the ordinary for you, you must go and get some professional help, whether it's to see your doctor and get a referral to a trichologist or what have you. It's really crucial that you do actually get checked, because hair loss, if it's dramatic and unusual for you, can signify underlying health problems. So we've got that out of the way. Some other bits and pieces that you need to know about hair is quite interesting. By about the age of 50, about half of women and 85% of men will experience some degree of hair loss. Because of this, there are loads of hair loss products on the market. The problem is that these are chemically based and include substances that are known hormone disruptors. They include nasties, including things like formaldehyde, parabens, oxybenzones, sodium lauryl ether sulfate, that you'll see that listed as SLS or SLES and so on. I personally avoid these because there is substantial evidence which shows that they can be very harmful. Instead, I call upon my array of handy home remedies, all of which are shown to really work and outperform the standard hair loss or hair maintenance pharmaceutical medicines. So that's interesting, because these things aren't just as good as the pharmaceutical stuff, but they're actually better, and they don't have any of the undesirable side effects. So first of all, the first one in my armament of hair gorgeousness is Rosemary Essential Oil. Rosemary has been shown to be effective for treating hair loss and even baldness associated with an excess of dihydrotestosterone. It's also known for short as DHT. It's a testosterone byproduct which causes male pattern baldness. However, DHT also affects women, as we also produce testosterone. Rosemary is also effective for treating alopecia areata, which is an autoimmune disorder that causes bald patches in both women and men, even in children. Now, it used to be thought that alopecia areata as an autoimmune condition was completely untreatable, but lo and behold, this simple remedy, Rosemary Essential Oil, actually also treats alopecia areata, which is most extraordinary and actually most unexpected from the scientific perspective. So what does the research actually say? Well, it was a 2013 study in mice with testosterone-related hair loss, and they found that rosemary oil could regrow the hair. Rosemary oil inhibits DHT from binding to hormone receptors that enable it to attack the hair follicles. Furthermore, another study in 2015 compared rosemary oil to minoxidil, which is the standard pharmaceutical hair regrowth treatment. It's the one that you can buy over the counter. People with DHT-related hair loss received either rosemary essential oil or minoxidil for 6 months. By 6 months, both groups saw significant increases in hair growth. Interestingly, the group that was treated with rosemary oil had more hair growth than the minoxidil group. Furthermore, the rosemary oil did not cause any of the very undesirable side effects of minoxidil. Some of the side effects include things like increased blood pressure. So very undesirable, actually really potentially very dangerous. A study last year demonstrated that rosemary oil also kills some fungi and bacteria. So if hair loss is due to an infection or an unhealthy scalp, rosemary oil can also help with that. In a study of people with the autoimmune condition alopecia areata, as I said earlier, that's where you get small, round, bald patches, which can then join up and become larger bald patches and so on. It can really spread across the head and be incredibly distressing for people. What they found in the research with people with alopecia areata was that 44% of participants improved with the use of rosemary over 7 months, compared to just 15% of people who received no treatment at all. So as you see, rosemary oil is very, very effective. Now, at this point also, I have to say that, and this is not covered in the research, I've not found any research evidence for this, this is just my observation. I have several friends, and also, of course, in my YouTube family, I've had several people report to me that where they've had hair loss associated with chemotherapy usage, and as a side effect of chemo, when their hair has grown back, it's grown back faster than would normally be expected, thicker, and in better condition than would normally be expected. Now, they've noticed this, but also I've had people tell me that their oncology nurses have also remarked upon this. As I say, this is purely anecdotal evidence, which means that there's been no research study about it, but it's just been observed. In fact, actually, some of my girlfriends who've had the misfortune of having breast cancer, thank goodness they're all doing really well. They've had chemo, but they're doing really, really well. They are telling their friends, because they're in obviously cancer survivor groups and things like that, they're actually getting their friends to use it. So we've actually got quite a pool of women who've had chemo-related hair loss who are using the rosemary, and they are doing really, really well with it. So, the pool of users is growing. So maybe one day we'll actually be able to gather evidence which could dramatically help a lot of people who have the very distressing syndromes of chemo-related hair loss. Anyway, so how do we use rosemary essential oil? First of all, always err on the side of safety. Do a patch test first. A patch test is where you get a little drop of rosemary oil and you pop it somewhere, perhaps on your wrist, perhaps on the inside of your elbow. Some people put a little patch behind their ear. So it's got to be a place where you've got relatively sensitive skin, and it's not skin that's usually exposed to the sun a lot, which desensitizes skin. So you just pop a little patch of rosemary, a little drop of rosemary oil there. If after 24 hours you've not reacted to it, then you're safe to go with this. And actually we use rosemary oil in a diluted way anyway. But if you do the single drop of essential oil, rosemary essential oil, and I always go for organic rosemary essential oil, if you've not reacted to it, you're good to go. You're fine to try this. So what I do is I make a rosemary shampoo. This is how it works. I add between 10 to 12 drops of organic rosemary essential oil to a bottle of organic baby shampoo. And I mix it thoroughly and I use that to wash my hair. There is some evidence in the research that shows that the longer the rosemary is in contact with your scalp, the more effective it is. So you can also, for example, make an overnight hair treatment by adding a couple of drops of rosemary oil to a carrier oil. I personally prefer coconut oil because it's an incredible hair conditioner. You mix it up thoroughly and you apply to the hair and scalp and wash it off in the morning. Now, if you do try that, you're going to probably want to put towels on your pillows just to make, because obviously if you've got coconut oil in your hair, it's going to get kind of messy on your pillows. So just to keep your pillows nice, just maybe put a towel over and so on. Or you can wrap your hair up and in something that's going to keep them nice and clean. But anyway, so that's how you do it. Another way that I do this in practice, if I'm in a bit of a hurry and I've not pre-made my shampoo, is I'll pour my shampoo into my hand. I will then put only 2 to 3 drops of rosemary essential oil. I mix it up in the shampoo in my hand in the shower, and then I wash my hair, and I'll wait for a minute or so. So I've got the shampoo on my hair and the rosemary oil infusing into the scalp. I'll wash the rest of my body and perhaps even do my cold showers, which I've made other videos about for you. Check them out because they're very good for you, the cold showers. It sounds very arrogant. I don't mean to say I sound really arrogant. Oh, my videos are really good. What I mean is the advice about the cold showers. The cold showers are really, really good for you. Go and check that other video out. But back to rosemary oil. So I'll have the rosemary oil on my scalp in the shower, wash, cold shower, warm shower, wash it off, and then you're good to go. You can condition afterwards as usual. Now, my next tip is onion juice. Okay, it sounds horrible. Don't hate me because it sounds absolutely awful, but it's been used for centuries to alleviate DHT-related hair loss, and it also regrows hair in people with alopecia areata as well. And as an extra bonus, it is the most amazing hair conditioner. Researchers found that hair growth commenced after just 2 weeks of using onion juice, which was applied to the scalp twice daily. Almost 74% of participants in studies had some hair growth after 4 weeks, and at 6 weeks, 87% experienced hair growth. Now remember, this is DHT related, so that's even including male pattern baldness. So when men say, oh, I'm bald and my hair's gone, there's nothing I can do about it. Well, actually, yes, there is. If the hair loss is related to DHT, so dihydrotestosterone, then yes, you can, chaps, you can regrow your hair. And ladies, if you've got DHT-related hair loss, which in women presents more as a thinning around the front of the hair, then again, it can help you. So it's worth trying. So how does it work? How do we do this? First of all, let's look at why it works. Nutrients, including bioavailable sulfur in the onion juice, may nourish the hair follicles, which increases volume, shine, and improves hair strength. The extra nourishment may also reduce breakage and thinning. Furthermore, onion juice may also increase the duration of the growing phase of the hair. So what that means is that if you want your hair to grow longer, you want to increase the growing phase. So, for example, I've got really, as you can see, I've got really long hair, way past my backside, which means that my hair follicle, the length of time my hairs stay in their follicles is years as opposed to months. So the growing time for my hair is really much longer. It's obviously genetic. Of course, mum had long hair, granny did, great granny did, and. But I have also noticed that since using onion juice, my hair has definitely grown longer. I got to the stage just after menopause where my hair was starting to get really straggly at the end, so I'd have it trimmed, and then it would start to get really straggly and I'd have it trimmed again, and my hair was actually getting shorter because I was trimming and trimming and trimming. What's happened since I've started using onion juice and rosemary oil is that my hair is getting longer again. It's not going straggly at the ends, which is a result of breakage, but it's also a result of hair thinning, because your hair looks thinner and straggly at the ends because you're losing more hair. So okay, so it does work. We know it works. The research shows it works. So how do we actually do it? As I know, it sounds awful because it's onion juice and you're probably thinking that's really stinky. Yes and no. Here's the thing. You can make it yourself, or you can buy onion juice online, and I'll put a link to that for you below the video. To make onion juice, peel about 4 onions and chop them into small pieces. Extract the juice out of the onion either by squeezing it or using a juicer. A juicer's easier. Squeezing it really, if you're feeling really kind of hardcore, you can squeeze it if you're really strong. Alternatively, blend the onion juices into a paste. Place the paste in a cheesecloth and squeeze all the juice out. Apply the juice to the scalp. You can also add a few drops of essential oil to reduce the potent odor of the juice. Peppermint oil, lavender oil is good, but actually, how about adding rosemary essential oil? Because we know that rosemary regrows hair and it improves the quality of the hair and. So double whammy, that's the way to go. Alternatively, if you don't want to be all homespun and hardcore and juicing your own onions, buy it. I'll put a link for you below the video. And again, what you do is you rub the juice into the scalp. You do this, you do this twice a day, in the morning and the evening. Now, don't be worried about the onion juice really smelling, because what happens is when it dries, the smell completely dissipates. So at worst, you could be walking around smelling of rosemary oil if you've added rosemary oil to your onion juice, or if you added lavender or peppermint. Remember though, if you're adding any other essential oil to your skin, do a patch test first. Always err on the side of safety. But as I say, if you if you rub the oil, the onion juice into your scalp in the morning and in the evening, honestly, truly, once it dries, you won't smell it. So just try it and see how you get on. And then finally, the super top tip is apple cider vinegar. I use an apple cider vinegar rinse all the time. It helps to maintain really glossy hair. It keeps your scalp clear and stops itching. The reason why apple cider vinegar makes your hair look so glossy is because apple cider vinegar has a natural acidity that actually has the effect of smoothing the hair cuticle. This enables knots and tangles to slip right out and you don't get frizz and breakage. Apple cider vinegar enables then your hair to reflect light, which gives it a more glossy, healthy sheen. Some dermatologists recommend and report that apple cider vinegar's anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties may combat the yeast and irritation that can lead to a buildup of dead skin cells, flakes, and itching. And this actually helps hair growth. If we can eliminate all those nasties, hair follicles are just happier and healthier, and they're just able to push hair out much, much more easily. So to make an apple cider vinegar rinse, what I do is I mix 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar with ½ a litre of cool water in a bottle. After shampooing and rinsing your hair, tip your head back and pour the mixture over your entire scalp. Leave it 1 to 2 minutes and then rinse off thoroughly. Avoiding contact with your eyes is recommended because it can sting. It is a little bit acidic. It can sting a little bit. It's no big drama, honestly. I mean, yeah, if you were to pour neat apple cider vinegar into your eye, I would be concerned, and I'd be telling you to quickly go and get help. But, you know, in this very, very dilute kind of preparation, if you get a little in your eye, just rinse it out. You know, it's not going to be a horrendous problem, might just sting a little bit, much as would happen if you got shampoo in your eye. So don't worry about that. I do hope that these tips are useful. They really, truly do work. I've noticed a massive difference with my own hair. As I say, friends have noticed a huge difference as well. And many people commenting on my YouTube videos have reported that they've tried it and it's really worked for them. Even my baldy brother, who lost his hair very, very young, poor chap, he always had a great head of hair, and then suddenly you know, his hair just disappeared almost overnight. He's been using it. He's got hair growth, and my partner has noticed hair growth as well. So it's worth a go. Please let me know if you're going to try this. Let me know in the notes below how you get on. And if you've got any questions for me, if there's anything that I need to explain a little bit better or anything like that, that would be really helpful. Also, don't forget, if you can let people know, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon, of course, as well, because it will help you. It'll notify you when I launch a new video. I bring you videos every week, and let me know if they're in topics that you would like me to cover. I'm really happy to make videos for you, especially if you've got a burning question about any particular topic in health and well-being of any sort at all. Okay, take care and lots of love to you. See you soon. All the best. Bye.